Messi. Now, he wants to leave Barcelona. He wants to win another Champions League. You've proved you've got a squad, a team capable of winning those kind of trophies. Any interest in signing him, bringing him to Anfield?
Interest? Yeah, who doesn't want to have Messi in his team? But no chance. So the numbers are absolutely not for us. So we don't even have to start thinking about it. It's all clear. No chance. But good player, to be honest.
He appears to want to join Manchester City. What would that do for the balance of power in the Premier League, do you think? One of the greatest players of all time joining your Premier League rivals?
Would obviously help Manchester City and make it even more difficult to beat them, which was already very difficult. So that's it. For the Premier League, it would be great. 100% having the best player in the world in the league is obviously something would help. I'm not sure the Premier League needs boost, but it would be a boost for sure, and would be interesting to see as well. Messi never played in another league than in Spain, so football is different here. So yeah, I would like to see it, but I'm not sure if I will.
On a much more serious note, and given the events that have happened in America over the last week or two, the continued fight for equality and fight against racism, I just wondered, what's your take on the stance that sports teams around the world have taken, and also what plans do you have to show your support for that cause tomorrow?
To be honest, no real plans in the moment. That's all. It's more about what is the Premier League saying, what are the boys saying, stuff like this. I've followed it a little bit. I saw that obviously some actions were taken by players. Yes, and it's in America. It's not here, but racism, Black Lives Matters, all these kind of things. They are all. They will stay with us. Or dealing with it will stay with us for a long period. We have this issue already for a long time. So, and as long as people don't really get it and understand it, and really that we have to mention equality and stuff like this, it's for me it's really difficult as a human being to understand. But as I realize that we have to, and but it's easy for me to say that we are all equal because we are. Easy, it's a fact, and that some people see that in a different way. I never understood in my whole life, and I'm 53 years old. I never get it. I will never get it. So whatever actions they take there, they will have their reasons for it, and I don't see it in a moment coming in England. But we have to see. We have to see. How I said, it's a worldwide issue, but in the moment, I think for some specific cases, it's there are real. They think about proper actions in America because it's another thing happened which should never have happened, and so that's why the players there do what they do. But I don't see it coming in a moment in England.
Thanks for your time, Jurgen.
Thanks, Ben. We'll move to John Southall from the BBC. John.
Hi, Jurgen. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Mikel Arteta yesterday said that this game doesn't really come at a great time for Arsenal, obviously, because the lack of preparation. Is that the same for you?
Yeah. Would I want to play a proper game after 2 weeks preparation? No. But we know it for a while already. So it took a while until we had any schedule, but now, since we know it, we accepted it 100%. So we had now 2 weeks training. Until then, worked really hard, which everybody who wanted to see it could see in the Salzburg game, because the boys had obviously some heavy legs, and so we try to make sure that they are not that heavy anymore. But it's for us like it is for Arsenal, so we prepare for a whole season. One of the most intense probably we ever experienced in our lives, because of the amount of games, the time we have for that, and all these kind of things. So not perfect, but it's as perfect as it can be, and we will try everything to win the game. That's how it is.
So how do you approach?
Arsenal will do probably the same.
I'm sure they will. So how do you approach it? Is it just another friendly on the way to the beginning of the season, or is it a bit more than that?
Actually, we don't have friendlies really. I know we have testing games or whatever, training games, this kind of stuff, and it's neither nor. It's a competition, and you never have the perfect. It's really rare that you have the perfect time to prepare for a specific game. If you would ask me how long do we want to have time for a preseason, I would say give me six weeks, and it will be with a full squad. That would be great. So we have until the season starts 4 weeks, which will be slightly interrupted by the international duties and all that stuff, and now, of course, by this game. But how I said, I would be very surprised if this would be the best game we play this season. But we should be ready to fight for a result because the opponent has a similar situation. So just give it a proper try, give everything you have. And try to win it. That's all what I can say about it. It's not a test game. It's not a friendly. It's a proper game against Arsenal anyway. So we will try whatever we can.
I know you've spoken this week about transfers, bringing players in, how difficult it's going to be. So can we expect any players coming in, or have you got anything in the pipeline? Anything you want to tell us?
We brought already players in, eh? So
yeah, any more?
Yeah, Costas, we brought in but they're coming closer and closer. The kids coming closer, so that's looked really well in the preseason. So I don't know what will happen, to be honest. But there's a long time to go until the 6th of October, and so it will be interesting to see what other teams are doing. But we are more or less in our situation, and we will deal with our situation like we always did. I think the philosophy of this club is pretty clear. We always did that. We will see how much we can, or how much we want to spend, and all these kind of things. So nothing really to say about it.
Okay, thank you, John. Much appreciated. We'll go to James Mountford, and then if you want one, James from TalkSport. So 2 James in a row, but James Mountford first for the question.
Hello, Jurgen. Can I just get the injury situation, please, for the game tomorrow?
Yeah. So, all the boys which were not involved so far or got slight knocks in the preseason will not be available for tomorrow. But getting closer, all of them getting closer, really closer and closer. So hopefully a majority of them can start training completely normal after the Arsenal game. But this game is now a bit too early for them. Maybe 1 or 2 are involved in a squad. We have to see. But that's it pretty much. So Israel looking really good in a good way. Ox, early stages, but good. Chuck, good. Trent, very close. We have to see that. We have to make a decision about tomorrow. Did I forget? Yeah, Harry looks good. Who else?
Virgil.
Who?
Virgil van Dijk, is he?
Oh, Virgil. Yeah, no, he looks fine. He looks not good because he has obviously a little cut there, but apart from that, it should be fine.
Can I just ask as well, a player who's obviously started for you in pre-season so far, Ryan Brewster, is he part of your first team plans this season, can I ask?
Oh, in a moment he is, and we have to see what will happen in the next few weeks or so. That's we wanna use Ryan, but wanna help Ryan as well. So that's why we have to make decisions, but not now. Obviously, he looks really promising. I know the goals are the most important thing in the football world. So he can score goals. That's good, and all the rest we will see. He's still a young boy, and especially on his position on number 9 up front, experience helps a lot. We have to see how we can give him the experience. Is it here? Is it somewhere else? It's just I only mention it because it's not decided yet. Why should we? It's absolutely no reason for it to rush anything in that thing. He's our boy, and so now in the moment he's here and he will be involved tomorrow in the squad for sure, and that's it.
Okay, just before we go to James from TalkSport, Andy, I know you're on for PA. If you have a question to ask, let me know, please. If not, we'll go to Neil Jones. But next is James from TalkSport.
Jurgen, can I ask you about Gini Wijnaldum? We know he's entering the final year of his contract. Would you like the club to try and extend that? I don't think any midfielder played more minutes in the Premier League than Gini last season.
Look, there's That's an open contract situation, obviously. Otherwise, you would know probably, and that means we don't talk about that. That's all. I never did since I do press conference. So why should I change it now? So that's all. That's all between us and the player and all these kind of things. It's all good in the moment. So all fine. She looked very good in the preseason. Played obviously a couple of good seasons for us. So that's all I can say about that.
Okay, I only have 2 more hands up for the open part of the press conference. Neil Jones, followed by James Pearce. We'll go to Neil first, and then we'll go to James Pearce.
Hi, Jurgen. You okay? With regards to the season, obviously it's a shorter season, it's a shorter pre-season, and the fixtures come very quickly, one after the other. Does that mean that you need a bigger squad than maybe you would normally need for a normal season? Do you need more players around that you can use?
So we will see. We've never been in a situation like that. If you get injuries, too many injuries during a season, you are never prepared for that. You can usually not do that or sort that problem beforehand with the biggest squad ever. So yes, numbers in the squad make sense. We have a big squad in the moment, a lot of young boys involved, but they are all promising and look all good and these kind of things. So the number of the size of the squad is absolutely okay in the moment. It's not probably have injured players and can take a bigger squad tomorrow to London, but still some players will not be involved. So that shows you that we have the numbers okay. Probably you talk about the quality and stuff like this. It's again nothing really to talk about. I'm happy with what we have, but we look constantly for improvements. The only difference is we look for improvements as well internally. How can we improve the players, and how can we make them more ready for the specific occasions? And that's what we do. But is the biggest squad ever the solution for the next season? I don't know. We will see how it is. But it's nothing really to say. It will be intense, but nobody's moaning in the moment. We are all happy that we can play it all. So it's just 2 weeks preseason and then playing such an important game tomorrow. It's not idle, but nobody would moan because we are happy we can play these games. And then 2 weeks after that, we start the season. And from these 2 weeks, 10 days, I think roundabout, a lot of international players are away. It's a perfect no, but nobody moans because we take it. We're just happy that we can play again. And that's how we have to approach the whole season. There's no, the season, the time is still uncertain for all of us, not only in football, but in football as well. The situation is not sorted where we are all living in, and so we should not deal with it like it is sorted. We have to show responsibility for a lot of people in the world, in the countries, and in the club, and especially here. And so that's what we try to consider. And so we don't live in dreamland in the moment where we say, "Come on, let's bring him in, let's bring him in, let's bring him in," and then we realize later on, we have some other problems. So we deal with our situation, which is a good one, but we deal with the situation already for a while, and we try to, or think we should do that for a bit longer. And because how's that? It's still uncertain out there, and we should not forget that.
Okay. Final question in the open, which goes to James Pearce, and then we'll go to the embargo section for a few questions. James.
Hi, Jurgen. You okay? Jurgen, some managers who have won the Community Shield in recent years have mentioned it when they've talked about winning doubles and trebles and quadruples, classing it as a major trophy. For you, is this a proper trophy up for grabs, or is it simply all about building up minutes in players ahead of the Premier League kicking off?
That's what we did in training now, but in the game we just have to deliver. So that's how it is. It's all about fighting. It's all about really fighting hard. It's digging deep and all this kind of stuff. That's how it is. And it's how I said, it's not perfect, but it's the best moment we can get. So we should really give it a proper try. What other people make of it is never important. I remember last year we really, everybody told me, team, club, World Cup is nothing I should even consider going, stuff like this. I can tell you when we won it, it felt exceptional, really. And then it was not 1 second, I didn't think a second, what do other people think about it? So it felt exceptional for us, it felt exceptional for our supporters. And so we have the first chance, so we really want it. But that doesn't mean we get it, it just means we have to give our everything to have a chance. So, and that's what we are working on, nothing else. What it means to other people or not, I couldn't really bothered about it. It's just how it is. There's a final. It's Wembley, so let's give it a try.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. So now we go to the embargoed section. So those of you who are streaming, sending information back, doing anything like that.